I investigated that, and I know it is false. As we have explained, there are real ones, but those are fake.
And why did they appear?
Someone put them there, but humans. As Robert jokingly said, it would be a social experiment.
Comments Robert. It seems more garbage to distract.
That's right. There is no way that they are real, but they do exist. But those are not. They are by reference to the cube and the portals, cube 666 Saturn, and the square cube of the Sun. Everything is geometry.
Comments Robert. But I think this one was triangular in base. It was not a cube.
Yes, triangle pillar. It is not 4 by 9 by 2 like the real ones. Real ones are rectangular.
Asks Robert. Are there real metal monoliths? And why those dimensions? What material are they? What is their function?
It's not exactly metal, it's another material. They are geometrically perfect dimensions. They are a materialization of an internal exact frequency harmonic. Everything in the universe is mathematical frequencies, and everything is manifested with sacred geometry.
Asks Robert. But why are they there, and what do they mean?
Nobody knows where they come from or what they are. Everyone just speculates. Form for what has no form. A presence, remembering that there is more world beyond. They are formed from above, from source. They are part of the universe itself, as are the suns and the planets. Nobody knows why they appear. They are like a solid portal. And just as Stanley Kubrick put it, they appear in times of great change. That's why the people who put those ones on Earth took advantage of the moment for their social experiment joke.
They are formed from above? Manifested? Is it similar to mysterious huge stone spheres that have been found all over the world? Comments Robert. They are like the stars. They are there because a consciousness placed them, right? Jupiter and Saturn, the age of Aquarius?
Yes, spheres from Costa Rica. Jupiter and Saturn are the materialization of duality in the solar system. One negative, the other positive. They're just planets, but everything else gives them that burden. Saturn is the Federation, but turned regressive, since it's neutral. Jupiter is the free part. Charistus. It is said to be the place where the Lyrian races come from, and not Lyra, according to Charistus. According to Yazhi, the Lyrian races are not from anywhere. They're only part of the infinite, like everything else.
Asks Robert. I agree with Yazhi, and numerologically speaking, what does this December have so special? And is that true about the age of Aquarius?
It is the 12, complete. The circle is closed, numerologically speaking. Yes, it's true about the Aquarian age.
Asks Robert. And what will happen?
It's a change, a new cycle, connected to cyclical time as well. Things tend to repeat themselves because everything is already written. They only change when an awareness realizes that things repeat themselves, because just observing changes what is observed. Yes, they say that everything ends on my birthday, but nothing happens that day. I only turned 22 on December 21st. That's all.
Okay, very interesting about the monoliths, especially the part of them appearing on their own. Sure, I'm thinking, and how have planets appeared? And trees? The same. They just are. Just that the people assume that if it is made of some material that doesn't seem natural, they cannot appear alone.
Look at a monolith as a portal, because that's what it is.
Asks Robert. Exit or entry?
Both.
And are there some that are really famous?
Not on Earth.
Asks Robert. And if we touched it, what would that material be like? Is it metallic?
Cold that absorbs light. The most understandable explanation for the public is that they are made of antimatter or dark matter. Nothing breaks them. Nothing penetrates them. Their density is enormous. There is one near Jupiter, as in 2001 Space Odyssey. There is also another in Sirius and another in Europe in space.
Asks Robert. And in Taygeta?
Taygeta, not that I know of.
Antimatter? How would that be?
Its geometry is perfect. It's like the cube of Saturn or the rectangular portals of the Sun, 9 by 4 by 2. Sacred geometry is 9 times 6 equals 54. 5 plus 9 equals 9. 9, perfection. So the portals are of that form, although many appear as a spiral or a circle. Remember that they're Merkaba. So a portal is a hole, and the monolith is the opposite of the hole. The hole is a point of singularity where the time and space that are known, timeline and existential density, cease to exist, as it is a door to another place. As there is a portal, the anti-portal must exist. The closed door, if you will, it is its opposite, being the opposite side of the same coin, defining each other. That is why the monolith has a singularity type density, but it does not absorb anything or reflect anything. When a portal reverses its energy polarity, because all do, as they are toroid essentially, it will become an entry-exit way. The question is to where?
Asks Robert. So it's easy to find those portals? Do they create an energetic node or not because it is sucked into that antimatter hole? Or they are not detectable by their very nature?
They are detectable by their high density. They create a clear gravitational vortex, and those fake ones have a density of a building pillar. If it were a real monolith, they couldn't move it even with an atomic bomb.
Asks Robert. Okay, so the vortex is created the same way a black hole would, right?
Yes.
Asks Robert. And no one has reported going through one? Any ET race? Nobody from Taygeta?
Not solid. Yes, ships or people have passed through them. They disappear, and they are never heard from again.
So they are solid to touch?
Yes, they can be touched. They're perfectly smooth.
Asks Robert. And to cross them?
They absorb light. They don't reflect anything. They're super black. You pass if it wants you to. That is out of your control. You're only there for a moment, then not anymore. Kubrick knew a lot more than meets the eye.
Asks Robert. So how do you measure such a piece? looking at it from different angles?
You can measure it with a meter, Robert, but it's not advisable to approach one. It can be of many measurements, but always 9 by 4 by 2. That's always a constant. If it does not measure that, it is not a monolith.
Asks Robert. Those are the measurements or proportions that it must keep.
They are the proportions that must be kept. But the smallest reported one, according to my holographic computer, are 3 meters high. Those are the smallest, but there are several thousand kilometers long ones in space, exactly 3 meters tall, human measure.
But if there aren't any on Earth, how do those who have placed them here, the false ones, know about them?
Secret societies, ancient Atlantean knowledge.
Asks Robert. Can they appear under the sea, on any other planet?
They can appear anywhere.
Asks Robert. And floating in space?
Especially floating in space, in the roof of a building, and if they demolish the building, it stays there, suspended, not moving. And just as they appear, they disappear into nothingness from one moment to another. But they can be in one place for a while. They do not obey the laws of physics. They do not have laws. They just are.
Asks Robert. So they can be found inside a planet? Could it be that there would be one on Earth and it later disappears?
Yes, they may be buried, floating in the air, becoming obstacles for airplanes as well. They are wherever they should be based on their math. They only indicate transformation, such as that one density or existential paradigm will be absorbed by another.
But is it good that they are there?
Good or bad is relative to something or someone. They just are, for better or worse.
Asks Robert. Perhaps a few or one will appear on Earth. Is there one per planet? Or can there be several?
Very few planets or places have one, but there can be many per planet.
They appear like portals. Although everything has a reason for being, it is not always understood from a position of someone down in density and in consciousness. They are not something different or stranger than the rest of the fabric of reality that surrounds you. They are just one more expression of energy. Everything there is, everything that exists, has its counterpart, and both define each other. It is a portal. From a low density, it appears as a rectangle. From above, it is just geometry and energy dynamics. The rectangle is an interpretation from the point of view below, from a not so expanded density. Concentration point of frequency harmonics, obeying the perfect pattern of 3, 6, 9, 12, with all of them always retaining the same proportion: 9 height, 4 width, and 2 depth. That adds up to 9 plus 4 plus 2 is 15, / 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 9 is 15, / 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 times 9, 54. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9, and so on, which is the basis of zero-point energetic mathematics from the ether side, and we see it from the matter side. So it is a materialization of the ether side, a presence caused by the presence of a portal on the other side. Portal on one side, monolith on the other, one and the same. What you see as a portal on this side of matter is a monolith on the other. It is the solid door. The portal is the whole. The monolith is the opposite of the whole, the same shape but solid. The portal is the frame. The monolith is the door that closes the door, portal frame. They are natural, not logical. They have always been. They are part of the very fabric of reality. No one puts them there. No race. They are part of the fabric of universal consciousness, of the whole, of the source.